I want today to be the day you break the cycle in your life in these failed marriages that's brought you to court for the 5th time. I want you to choose to break that cycle today.
Here is today's case.
What do you say the root of the problem is, Ms. Bryant?
Alcoholism.
Really, I don't drink as much as I used to.
When he drinks, it hurts us financially, emotionally. It hurts himself literally, physically.
What happened at the jazz festival?
We had our kids with us. He kept drinking and drinking. He ended up losing them. He's like,
What happened?
I don't know where they are. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where they are?
You should be really happy, sir, that your fiancé was able to locate your children before Child Protective Services were called that day.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, for the first time in divorce court, we have a virtual audience, and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Brandon from Youngstown, Ohio.
Hi, Brandon. Welcome to divorce court. We are so happy to have you with us today.
Your Honor, today's case is Bryant versus Hernandez.
Thank you, Juan. Latara Bryant,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought your fiancé, Cesar Hernandez, to court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
The two of you are currently engaged, but you're having a number of problems in the relationship. You say you've reached a breaking point, and if Mr. Hernandez does not get help for his alcohol problem, you are going to call the engagement off.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll start with you, ma'am. Let's start from the beginning. Give me some background.
Me and Mr. Hernandez, we actually met 5 years ago on the street. I was walking on the street and he approached me. He started talking to me. He said he liked me. He thought I was cute. You know, we had small talk. He asked for my number. We ended up, he texted me later that night. You know, he said he wanted to take it from there, we can hang out. So we hanged out for about every day for the next 2 weeks. I told him I didn't really want to rush into anything. You know, I want to take my time, and then we were together, officially 2 weeks later. So.
And it's been 5 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've been
Yes, Your Honor.
engaged for, how long have you been engaged?
On and off for a while.
What's a while?
For, I would say, maybe 2 years, on and off.
On and off for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Why don't you give me some background, Mr. Hernandez?
Well, yes, Your Honor, when I met her, you know, we had stuff in common. The way I see it, all relationships, they got, you know, they got ups and downs. All relationships got issues.
Right.
It's not a perfect relationship, so that's the way it is with us.
Okay, so it's not
5 years
perfect.
that. It's not perfect.
But Ms. Bryant said it is extremely problematic.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why don't you
Very
tell me,
problematic.
because the two of you actually have children together.
Yes, we do.
How many children?
We have 2, going on 3. I'm actually about to give birth to our 3rd one in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm pregnant, yes.
So you've had these ups and downs, but you've created a family. Tell me what's going on. Why are you here now? Because you said you're ready to call it quits if he doesn't make some changes.
Well, he's very irresponsible, immature. He's inconsiderate of my feelings.
What do you say the root of the problem is, Ms. Bryant?
I would say alcoholism, of all things. That tops everything, the alcoholism, because when he drinks, it hurts us financially. It hurts him, I would say, us emotionally. It hurts himself literally, physically. I mean, he's fell off his bike a few times, things like that. It just is embarrassing.
And what do you have to say about that, sir? She said she believes you have a problem. Do you believe you do?
My background, where my country, I'm from Mexico. It's like the norm. A lot of people drinks over there, a lot. It's a lot of drinking and stuff like that. So it's I grew up like that, seeing people adults drinking and stuff.
When did you start drinking?
I guess I was 15, 14.
And how much are you drinking, sir, a day?
I don't even drink like that no more. I used to drink a lot, way more. Before she met me, I used to drink even way more than what I drink now. It has something to do probably with my age too. I get drunker faster now when I drink, so I slow down a lot. Really, I don't drink as much as I used to.
Well, when you say as much as you used to, how much is that?
I used to drink a whole case by myself, maybe in one night. Now I don't drink like that. I mean, I might drink 2, 3 beers in one day, one night, whatever.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt, but that's not true. Not usually. He drinks more than that, way more than that.
But there have been some specific instances that have caused you to leave in the past.
Yes.
What happened at the Jazz Festival?
Oh, yes. It was in May of last year. We went to the Jazz Festival here in Atlanta, and we had our kids with us. You know, and things were fine. And then next thing I know, he was getting tipsy. And he kept drinking and drinking. Next thing you know, he said he's going to take our kids to the little bouncy, you know, the little play area for the kids. I said, fine. This is before he got really drunk. So I said, fine, sure. You know, he comes back by himself. And I'm thinking, like, my mouth is just, like, open. My jaw just dropped.
How old are your kids at the time?
The youngest, he was not even 1 yet. The older one, she just turned 2. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so they were just babies.
So where were the... So you ask him where the kids are?
Yeah.
What does he say?
He ended up losing them. Like, first he's like, I don't know. He's looking around like, he took his phone out like he's looking for them or something. He's like,
What happened?
I don't know where they are. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where they are?
How do you lose a baby at a festival, sir?
It was so many people around, and actually my older son was with us. She got the youngest one with her.
Baby?
The baby, and I had my daughter, and who is like about 2 at that time, and my oldest son, he was...
Where were they?
He came with me, my son, my oldest son. He had the stroller where he has his sister, and I lost track of him.
I had the stroller. She was just walking, like, you know, she was already at the age where she can walk.
So what do you do when you realize he comes back and he doesn't even realize he does not have the children with him?
You're right. For a moment, I was just in shock. And then next thing you know, I started walking, you know, trying to look for her. You know, it took me maybe 10 minutes, 10 long minutes. And then I see her walking with her brother.
Okay.
I was relieved, but at the same time, I was really angry. I was mad. I just started telling him off, you know, telling him how irresponsible he is. But he was making all these excuses. I'm like, you could have, like, took him back to me or something.
And you believe this was because he was too inebriated to know what he was doing?
That's what, yeah.
Have you been drinking today?
No, I haven't.
Are you willing to submit to a breathalyzer here in court?
Yeah, sure.
And Juan has the breathalyzer machine. I'm going to ask him to administer the breathalyzer test now. Juan, what are the test results? Mr. Hernandez, you not being truthful with me today about how much alcohol you're consuming does not change the fact that you're drinking to excess and you're endangering your family. Because that's what you did at the festival. You realize that, right? All those excuses that you're given about why you could not find the children or how they got lost, it was your lack of responsibility. Because you're not able to properly watch the children, obviously, when you're drinking. To this degree. Now, this was just last year. I'm really curious, Ms. Bryant, because you're about to have your 3rd child with Mr. Hernandez. Why have you kept going back if this is such a problem?
Like I said, I'm just stuck. Part of the reasons is because of my family, my upbringing. Like, I've been told that, you know, kids should have both their parents in their lives and stuff. Like, part of my family say, oh, just leave him. And then I have another part of my family just say, you stay with him. Because you have to, the kids are supposed to have a 2-parent household. It doesn't matter, like, what the situation is, try to work it out. So I'm like,
well, this is the time where you're going to have to think about what is best for your children, because it's not the best decision for your children to have 2 parents in the household if one of the parents is exhibiting destructive behavior in front of them. When your kids grow up witnessing dysfunction, you know what you're doing to them? You're just normalizing dysfunction in front of them. And that's what they think, that's what they believe life will be about. And when you normalize dysfunction for them, that's what they'll accept in their relationships going forward, because they think it's okay. They think it's all right. So it is not about staying in a relationship just so you have 2 parents there. You stay in a relationship when you have 2 parents that are functioning, good parents and healthy for your children to be around. That's when you stay in a relationship. Because I'm going to tell you something. You should be really happy, sir, that your fiancé was able to locate your children before Child Protective Services were called that day. Because if they had been called and they found that your children were walking around with no parents and they found out it's because you were drunk, they would have been taken from your home. So that's the level of irresponsibility we're dealing with. What is it going to take for you to understand that you need to address this problem? And now the two of you are bringing a third child into the equation. A lot of people don't like to acknowledge, they don't want to seek help until they've hit rock bottom. You're there. I actually have a professional I asked to come to court today. His name is Abhilash Pulikin.
So, Ms. Bryant, the thing that I want to say is, you're really in a relationship with two different entities. You're in a relationship with the man that you love, but you're also in a relationship with his habit.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Ms. Bryant, I understand you have some additional evidence you want me to see in court today.
Yes.
I'll take a look at it now.
You even know what I mean.
Likewise.
This gay dude.
It's always about you.
This gay dude trying to get me. I'm saying this.
Okay, Cesar, that's a bit too much. You going too much with that.
Man, I go with that shit. I was for real. I'm not with that.
So you have to get drunk?
Okay. How does it make you feel when you see that, Mr. Hernandez?
Embarrassed and ashamed of myself. I mean, I'm not happy about that, really.
So you understand that you can't blame your own personal decisions and actions on your culture? I understand that
true.
This is what you say you grew up doing, and it was a pastime for your family, but now it's hurting your family. You understand that, sir?
I understand.
I actually have a professional I asked to come to court today to listen and hear the testimony.
Okay.
His name is Abhilash Pulikin. Juan, would you please bring in the witness?
Absolutely. Morning.
Mr. Pulikin, thank you for being here with us today. Have you had the opportunity to hear the testimony that Ms. Bryant and Mr. Hernandez submitted in court today?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
And what is your reaction to what you've heard and what you've observed in court?
So my reaction to what I've heard and what I've observed is that I've just kind of understood that alcohol use was not only normal in your family growing up, it was encouraged. But the fact that you've been drinking for so long means that a lot of the things that you experience in life that make you unhappy, you're probably sleeping poorly, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling anxious, your relationships, your jobs are dysfunctional. Like a lot of these things that you sometimes feel that you're drinking to get away from have a role or have a basis in your alcohol consumption. It's just hard to tell because you've been drinking so heavily for so long.
What advice do you have for Ms. Bryant? She's been in this relationship for 5 years with what I believe to be an alcoholic. How does she deal with it?
So Ms. Bryant, the thing that I want to say is, while Cesar's alcohol use continues, you're really in a relationship with two different entities. You're in a relationship with the man that you love, but you're also in a relationship with his habit. And so one thing that's going to happen until Cesar is able to find help is that the shadow of his use is going to creep into every area of your life. It's going to creep into your ability to find support in a partner. It's going to creep into your ability to co-parent. It's going to creep into your ability to feel safe in your own home. So the thing that I'm going to ask you to do is hold him accountable and keep those boundaries firm. If he is willing to get help, I would say absolutely support him through this. But in the event that things don't improve, you will then maybe have to consider what you need to do for yourself and for your children.
Thank you, Mr. Pulikin.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Ms. Bryant, you came to court today for help, hoping that it will be a wake-up call for Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, are you at the point where you're willing to seek professional help, sir?
I am. Like, I have come to a point in my life, like you said, hit rock bottom, you know? And I know I've been there. It's been, I mean, it's a struggle. I accept that I'm an alcoholic. I don't deny it. I accept it. And I'm trying to work on it.
That's why you can't do it alone, sir, and you need help.
Yeah.
So my order in this case today is for you to seek professional help, and our team is going to work with you to help you get the help that you need.
Okay.
So we're going to meet and conference with you after court today. We're going to help you get some help.
All right. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. We're going to take a brief recess.
Court is back in session.
Mr. Hernandez, I took a recess and had a conference with my bailiff, Juan. Have you been drinking today?
No, I haven't.
Are you willing to submit to a breathalyzer here in court?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And Juan has the breathalyzer machine. I'm going to ask him to administer the breathalyzer test now.
Okay.
Okay. So just stand right there. When I put it up to your mouth, you're gonna blow. Keep blowing until I tell you to stop, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Juan, what are the test results?
0.02.
Okay, thank you. You passed the breathalyzer test, Mr. Hernandez, which is good. When's the last time you had a drink?
Last night,
Last night, how many drinks did you have last night?
I drink about 3 beers.
Okay, everyone always says when I ask them how much they've had to drink, 2 beers. No one has ever had more than 2. But here's what we're going to do. I'm ordering you to seek professional help. We've set up a conference for you after this case. We're going to help you get the help that you need. Ms. Bryant, you've been back and forth with Mr. Hernandez over the last 5 years. The two of you are about to have your 3rd child together. Ma'am, it is not a wise decision for you to move forward in marriage unless he gets the help that he needs and truly and honestly works at it, despite the fact that you are now about to have 3 children together. That factor is irrelevant when it comes to you moving forth in marriage because he is endangering your family. He's endangering himself. That is my advice to you, ma'am. Now, if he chooses to really go down this road and get the help that he says he needs, then by all means, you love him, you can be by his side.
Yeah.
But if he does not, my advice to you is marriage will not help anything. It will only exacerbate the problems you have in this relationship. Good luck to both of you.
When it comes to just face verdict on marriage, I think that it's best that I don't get married to Cesar right now.
Well, I'm definitely going to follow her advice and take counseling and really work on myself. I know I need help, and I cannot do it on my own, so it's good that she offers me some help and I'm gonna take it.
It's very important to put my kids first, so I need to do whatever it takes to, make sure they have a better life.
It makes me feel bad about myself, like I'm a loser or something. I don't want to be like that. I want to be different. I want to do the right thing.